What's the purpose of any of this? Genuinely, I do not understand what my purpose is supposed to be anymore. Uh, these thoughts really started crossing my mind today when I'm on my way to work and I'm going past my usual gas station and gas has gone up another, like, literally 40 cents overnight. And for context, I live in Washington State, which is, I believe, it's either second or first. I know for sure it's second most expensive gas in the country. And 423 was like on the cheap side. The cheapest I think my gas station got within the last year is like 412, 413. And that was exciting to see. That's how bad and expensive it is here. You know, I work my ass off and go to the grocery store, and to get even just like a week's worth of food is like $100 minimum. And it's so much harder to just go to the grocery store and spend like $200 to get enough food until next payday than just buying food throughout the week, which ultimately sometimes that ends up costing more. But I'd rather maybe not spend $200 on food by next payday than just paying $200 up front and being extra broke for the rest of the pay period. Nothing is inspiring. Nothing. And when you go to just go places and to even fill your tank is like $60, $70, I have no desire to do anything. Groceries. I'm actually grateful that I work in a kitchen and that I'm a cook, because if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I would do, because the majority of my meals is at work. Because again, it's even the cheapest grocery stores, you're still gonna spend an arm and a leg just on basic food, produce, and meat, bro. What is the point? What is it? A lot of people talk about purpose. Everyone almost has the same idea of what purpose is. If you're religious, it's you should be serving God. You should be going to church, get a part of your church community, join a group, join a Bible study, go on mission trips, serve God with all your heart, be the best Christian that you can. And as time goes on, everything that is supposed to happen to you will happen because you're serving God, you're serving Christ. You're doing the Lord's work, right? That's the religious version. The secular version is, get that great job, get that house, get the car, get the wife, get the dog, right? Get the most cliche standard of what the point is either, really, honestly, those are the two options we've been given. And I'm looking at my life. I'm almost 30. And none of that makes any sense. Like, to have purpose, to even sit here and say, I want a family. I want to find the woman of my dreams, and I want to start a family. That's successful. I have a job, and I feel like a clown. I feel like a total idiot when I tell people what I want for my future, because it seems and it feels so out of reach. Like, I just want to be able to wake up and afford shit. You get into a relationship as a man with a woman, guess what? You're paying twice for everything. Like, I can't even afford to be with a woman. Do I even want to anymore? Like, of course. But again, I live in one of the most liberal states with a radius of like all of the most liberal cities: Seattle, Kent, Tacoma, Lakewood, fucking Berrien, like all these places. Trying to meet women is like a humiliation ritual. Most women that at least I come in contact with, they look at you like you are the scum of the earth for even breathing in their direction. Like, women are so unpleasant. Even if you have the confidence enough to approach them in public or whatever, like, they look at you like, how dare this peasant come and talk to me and introduce himself? Like, does he even know who I am? Like, that's the energy you get from women here. And say you do get one. Say you do get a woman, which I think actually I've been luckier with women than a lot of people, surprisingly. Like, I've been lucky, but just because I've been lucky doesn't mean it's been good. You know? I genuinely don't really care if a woman cares about the same politics as me. Honestly, I prefer that she's apolitical, because at least if she doesn't care about politics, hey, she's open to learning. She's open to maybe kind of taking on some of my beliefs or whatever. But you're not even going to get that here. Women are so polarized, so far to the left. It's like damn near impossible to not have a single disqualifier for all of these women. And try finding one that doesn't believe that men can be women. Like, that's just one thing that I would expect from any sane person, let alone a woman. But even trying to just find a woman who's sane enough to not believe lunatic left-wing propaganda is almost impossible. And then you try to explain to them, well, hey, if we have a daughter, wouldn't you want our daughter to be safe in a bathroom? They don't give a fuck. They don't care, man. And even wanting to be a God-fearing man, like, if you want a future where you are in the church, you know, you are building a community there, you know, you want to raise your kids as far away from secular lifestyles that you can, that's a disqualifier too. Oh, you're a Christian? Oh, you're religious? You're probably gonna hate gay people, and you're gonna hate equality, and you're gonna hate this and that and this. Like, so closed-minded, man. Like, people are so closed-minded. And it's ironic because, you know, I'm conservative. I believe in God. I'm way more open-minded than like 90% of these so-called liberals, Democrats, leftists I've met, or these liberal women that I've dated that completely disqualify me because I have plans for a wholesome, good future that I want to raise my kids in truth and knowledge and faith, safety, and security, that's a disqualifier. Like, so what do I do as a man? I am just I'm just working to survive. I'm working to just die one day. That's all it feels like. Nothing is inspiring. Nothing's exciting. What's the desire to go out and do stuff when every time you go out, you're constantly counting dollars in your head? Everything is a dollar sign. Like, I feel so controlled by my bills and paychecks that one simple financial blunder, even if it's just $40 that I spent and didn't need to spend that money, like it was a mistake, I'm hurting. Like, a waste of $40 is huge. Because $40 could be like 6 groceries. Literally just like 6 groceries. You know, $40 might get you eggs, milk, bread, and bacon. And the bacon might set your ass over. I've done a lot of introspection. People tell you, oh, it's you. It's you. Have you thought about you? Maybe it's you. Nobody likes you because it's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. I've spent so much fucking time blaming myself. Being like, okay, maybe it is. Maybe I am a piece of shit. Maybe I do suck. Maybe my personality is off-putting. Maybe I am an asshole. Maybe I am a piece of shit. Let me look within. Let me try to work within. Let me try to get better. But then the moment that I go out into the world with a smile on my face and try to care and have conversations and shit around people around me, I feel like a total idiot. Because everyone else around me is kind of retarded, and they're not willing to have any type of conversation about stuff that matters. Like, I'm just surrounded by people who, you start talking about, just for example, just me talking about how expensive gas got because of, like, I don't know, the Iran war that's going on. The moment you even mention that, like, it's like you can watch people's brains just shut off. You can see in their eyes, and then they'll talk over you or just bring up a totally different thing that had nothing to do with what you have to say. Nobody cares what you have to say. Everybody just changes the subject or just talks over you, or they're constantly thinking about the next thing they want to say because they're, like, I don't know, intimidated by the fact that you know some shit and you're in touch and you see things for what it is and you're pointing it out, and people are just like, "Durr, I took a shit yesterday that was too big and it really stunk." Or some fucking masturbation joke. It's always a fucking masturbation joke. People are fucking stupid, man. I'm not inspired by people, the world. You know, I don't understand what my purpose even is supposed to be anymore as a man. You know, it's such a first world problem. Like, I have a car, I have a job, I have an apartment. My mom and my dad are still around. I talk to them. You know, there's certain bills that I still don't pay, thank God, because my family is still around. Like, realistically speaking, you would think that I would be high on the hog. I'm richer than really most of the world, and I'm totally grateful and aware of that. But when you start looking at things relatively speaking, this shit is whack. I'm constantly doing things to the detriment of my own happiness to make sure that I just don't go completely broke and end up like living back at home or some shit. People are surprised when I tell them that I live by myself. And when I first got that experience, it kind of worried me. I'm like, I'm really out of the ordinary living alone. Am I doing the right thing? Like, I wasn't sure because people are like, wow, shocked that I can afford this. I barely can. It's all at the cost of my sanity and my happiness and my purpose. I'm not getting anywhere. I can't make a step forward. You get a little bit of raise, and then guess what? They raise your gas. Your gas is $5. You got $1 raise. Well, guess what? A pound of ground beef, $15. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't move. You know, the fucking women suck. The gas is expensive. The food is expensive. Coworkers aren't your friends. They're a bunch of retards who would rather make sexual innuendo jokes and talk about themselves than anything important. You know, I've been really enjoying doing YouTube. This is something that is I guess I wouldn't say a passion, but it scratches the itch of maybe finding some kind of purpose. But that's the thing too, like everyone fucking hates me. Like everyone hates my opinions, you know? So even when I go here and drop shit, I'm getting comments of people talking major shit to me and telling me how fucking stupid I am. So, I mean, that's hard to deal with when you're, somebody who's controversial, but it's the only thing that makes me feel anything at the same time. You know, having strong opinions and being strong in my own belief systems, thinking for myself, having my own ways of thinking. People hate that shit, and they hate me for it, man. It's weird being a extroverted outcast, and that's kind of the best way to describe myself. I'm an extroverted outcast, man. I can be front and center on stage, but people don't really fuck with me because I'm honest and I'm a real friend with people. You know, I tell my homies when they're fucking up and what they can do to get better, while also supporting them. I don't think I've really had much people that much who care enough about me. I ain't got no friends. Even trying to make friends. How the fuck do you make friends? People aren't loyal. There's motives, and everything's unnatural. Unless you went to school together or grew up together, it's all going to feel unnatural anyway. And like you're forcing it. Like trying to make friends as an adult, man. It's weird. It's actually easier to get in bed with some shitty woman than it is making a good friend. How is that? Why did that happen? Someone explain that to me. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is. Am I the only one right now as a man? Does anybody know, like, what is your purpose? I'm sure there's plenty of guys, there's always those guys who are like, I got married and my wife and we're amazing. We're great. We've been together 10 years and, it's just you. But you get the woman, you get married, and then what? 26 years down the road, she's just like, we grew apart. We need it, and then you get divorced and then your life is in shambles again and then you're like worse off. Like, how am I supposed to have hope in getting married? How am I supposed to have hope in that? When trying to find a woman who isn't insane or unpleasant or rude or masculine is like trying to find a unicorn. Nothing makes sense, man. Everything's flipped upside down on its head. And this is what success feels like. If this is what success feels like, I don't want it, man. I was supposed to end up way worse off than I am. And people love that. People love having a terrible lifestyle. I have a pretty chill one. There ain't much going on with me. Just work. So, anyway. I really felt like ranting and raving. I have no one else to sit and listen to, so I'm just in the void hoping that maybe there's some people who understand what I'm saying and relate. And, I don't know. Maybe we could figure out what the purpose is together, because I don't really see it. I don't get it. And I don't understand it. So, such is life. Sayonara.